I think we're live. I think we're back and moving. Are we moving? Are we moving, Bob? Are we moving, everyone? Cheers. Welcome. Welcome back. EBA Bob, direct alert, missing dessert. 'Tis a shame you missed dessert, man. I could go for dessert. I could go for the meal before dessert, too. What's the, must be the wrap time. Save time, wrap time. I don't know how many hours we've got on this now. I kind of lost track. If anyone remembers the beginning of this game, the plan, we can even call it a plan, was to spend 3 streams on it. Friday, Saturday, Monday. It was gonna be 10, like 22 hours, give or take. I realized it might take more. We have spent a lot more than that. Although we've had some shorter streams, late starts, a lot of weird shit going down during this one. The game's been all over the place too. For my part, I've enjoyed it more as it's gone on. I mean, it was bumpy but appealing at the beginning. I almost noped out a few times because reasons. We could revisit or not. But we've moved on, and it has continued to grow on me. And different parts of it even. Most recently, some of the companions I was giving a lot of shit to the other day are making themselves more interesting. Now, that is notable. Really notable. How many of us who like RPGs and might praise Dragon Age characters, party banter, or other examples of good interactions, feedback from the companions in an RPG when they're not just dead weight? Well, the AI is not great, and they're not good in combat, and I didn't get the sense they were that interesting early on. But some of them have been pushy about who and what they are, and while that really threw me off at first, they're surprisingly interesting in a few cases. We're not talking Shakespeare here, but the interactions are good. They're plucky. They are more numerous than I anticipated. I was sticking with the same party members. If I had just mixed it up a little bit, they would have immediately started talking, and worthwhile interactions. So, you know, there aren't that many games out there that have parties that are interesting to listen to in the background. This game is clearly influenced by many others, from Dragon Age to Knights of the Old Republic to some of its own. But let's keep playing. Sorry for rambling. Bob, here's what's up with the schedule. Check out the website. Check out the website rather than the schedule today. We have 3 games. 3 games coming up. Shovel Knight. Oh, damn. What's the name? Someone's going to have to check my website and tell me what the name. I looked it up. I looked into it, but I don't. Damn, it's going to be short. 3 to 5 hours. The one in the middle. And then we're going to play Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings, before we get back to Wild Hunt, which we have open. I realize we have an open playthrough of Wild Hunt. But before we get back to Wild Hunt, we are going to play this excellent platformer, Shovel Knight, which I've had for a long time. Wu sent that to me more than a year ago. We're going to play a very short game, which is a new... I don't know how to describe it. A retro text adventure. It's 3 stories. Stories Untold. That's the name. Stories Untold. Right? That's the name. Stories Untold is probably 1 stream, and then Assassins of Kings will be more than a week. We haven't played that in a long time. And it's a little rough around the edges too. Talk about RPGs that are a bit rough around the edges. Assassins of Kings is rough around the edges. That'll be our first visit with Geralt in a while, and it's not the one I think most people were expecting. Boom! That should do it. The direct HTTPS link work too. Excellent. I don't have dates, but that's the rough order. If we finish Technomancer today, which is possible, but I'm not counting on it, we'll play Shovel Knight tomorrow. If we finish Technomancer tomorrow morning, we'll play Shovel Knight tomorrow and probably finish it Monday. If we need today and tomorrow for Technomancer, we'll start Shovel Knight Monday. That's what I can tell you for now. That's why everything still says TBD. But at least I can tell you what games are coming up. It's something. Just spoke with not my insurance company, the person who backed into and ruined my car yesterday. Just spoke to their insurance company, and the claim was denied because there is no proof that they backed into me, and he's willing to lie to the police, and he's willing to lie to his insurance company and insist that he did not reverse into me, that I squashed myself under his load and truck. So, Geico closed it, and I have decisions to make about who to contact, what to pursue, and only the dash cam that I ordered yesterday, which will be here Sunday, was in my car yesterday. This would all be moot. Or if there were a traffic camera, or if one of possible witnesses had hung around of their own volition because I was too shocked from what fucking happened to yell out, "Hey you, stay, stay, hey, can you stay?" So that part where I went astray yesterday. But I don't have a car that I can use anymore. I have to decide whether to fix it or not. How do you like this game? We're talking about all this other stuff. But, you know, it's the start of the stream. I guess we do that a lot. 9 minutes ain't so bad of rambling. I think we've had 20, 30 minute. It's like homeroom. It's like homeroom. Anybody remember homeroom? I was thinking about that. I don't know what put it in my mind. It must have been a show. It was a show. It was Twin Peaks, old Twin Peaks, but some mention of homeroom, and I realized that back in the early 90s, we had homeroom. This is like homeroom. We're just gathering and talking, and we're not actually doing anything yet. Okay, let's do something. Do you know why we're back in Mutant Valley? Let's take a look. Columbo comes here for the homeroom. Am I in a box I can type in? Hello, Columbo. We have quests. Here's another weird thing that's changed. I bitched a lot about companions, but I also bitched a lot about secondary quests and wait, I don't want to do those. We're already taking too long. Let's just stick to the main quest. Did I do that? Oh, NVIDIA, get wrecked. Oh, time, wrong mouse. The time. Not playing Origins anymore. I thought we had a crashed desktop, but we're not playing Origins anymore. Anyways, there were all of these side quests that looked so boring to me, and when the game seemed to try to force me to do them with a timer on main quest, I got salty. Truth is, as many of us who play RPGs hope when we play a new RPG, we hope that the side quests don't suck. And I know I expressed a mix that we had in Origins, and it's a mix here. But I was pleasantly surprised to find that I like some of the companions after all, and I like a lot of the side quests after all, and they were worth doing, and we have now done more of them than I expected to do, though a lot of them failed when we advanced the main plot. So we have played this game more than twice as long as I expected, survived a number of near nope outs, and I'm still enjoying it. I'm strangely drawn to it. So we're going to see it through. I hope you've enjoyed it somewhere along the line. I know I have been, in my own opinion, I've been a particularly shitty host recently, and it's my state of mind. But as I've said in years past, we've now been here years. Hello, Mr. Gilly Star. Welcome. You get to see pretty much all of me. So much of my life now is here with you and archived on YouTube that you get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly when I have good days and bad days, good weeks, bad weeks, our wreck days, all that shit, the depressed days. you know, you get a slice of all of that. And the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it's been, they've been rough, and I've shared that. I'd like to move past that. I don't know if I'm ready to move past that. I got this. It didn't feel like it at the time, but it was literally a near-death experience yesterday. A few inches from the end of my life, and it's worth pondering how good it is to be alive, and I'd like to try and use that as leverage to get past some of my baggage, and at least for the time being, come out of that state I've been in. So, cheers to all of you, and cheers to being alive. And sorry for dumping all my shit on you. Sharing it with you. The alternative is to not. But I'm in it for the long haul, and thank you for sticking with me if you're still here. Cristo, he's alive! Alive! Welcome. Good to see you. Never seen it, show it again. What are you talking about? Hitting people with an electrical stick, or what are we talking about? I've seen that. Woo!
I am assuming direct control.
Appears to still being alive. So yeah, the claim was denied. Now I can move on. Whatever. I'm considering not having a car for a while. What would it be if I just passed on the cost of cabs to my computer clients? Sure, I can come out and fix your computer. There's going to be a surcharge of X. I've never charged fees to come out to my clients before. Why don't I just add a cab fee? I don't have to have a car. Thank you for the host, Cristo. Shadow Dragon, hello. Welcome. Hi, Rango. Thanks, but not looking for house guests. Not looking for house guests. The drawbridge is up, the moat is wide. I have not, Shadow Dragon, I'm only barely aware that there was an announcement and a release of Zelda DLC last night that included some champion-related quest content and a motorcycle. That's the extent of my knowledge on that. Woo! So it wasn't 9 minutes after all. We're up to 15. Still haven't gone anywhere. You have a moat? Jealous. I have a very large moat in my head. This is a very large one. It's the one that I had to cross to get to Twitch. And, but I don't know, at some point the metaphor breaks down. We were recruiting allies for the main quest. The harder they fall. We're fixing to battle Victor, or as Amelia put it, Victor Dictor. Or Victor the Dictor. Doesn't matter. Victor Watcher. Find allies to help topple Victor Watcher. There's a reason one of them is off the list, or unchecked. That's deliberate. Well, the mutants are on our side. Phobos was my heavy hitter in the party, or at least he carried a lot of gear for us. Since he left the party, we haven't been able to run. One of our first jobs today is selling a whole bunch of crap because we weigh, our weight capacity is 300 and we're probably carrying 400. And he enabled us to carry up to 500, but he left the party to stay with other mutants. That's the short of it. Technomancers are also mutants. It's kind of their big secret. So the mutants are on our side. They don't know that Technomancers are mutants. I don't think anybody but Technomancers know that Technomancers are mutants. People generally don't like mutants. Second-class citizens, that sort of thing. Worse than that, slaves in many cases. One of the times I nearly noped out of the game was basically a slave issue where we were put in a position of... Maybe the game was truly trying to make a point about how horrible it was, but they made us be horrible to an enslaved mutant who was being forced to work until he died. And we had to be didn't just have to enforce that. We had to embrace that with all its darkness. And I was not okay with that moment. So that was one point where
message coming
the
in.
game nearly ended.
Patching it through.
But it also demonstrates a shot the game takes at some pretty heavy themes. Luke, thank you for the host. Welcome, viewers, coming in with Luke. Cheers, welcome. So, the mutants have it pretty bad. They're on our side at this point. Technomancer, Melvin Mancer. Hello, Luke. There's the Damon. There's a link to Luke's channel. If you haven't checked out Luke on Twitch, please do. Consider dropping a follow over there. Show some J-Love, another streamer, our Tropic family. How are you doing today, Luke? Yes, there's lots of cynical or other ways to think about what happens with the mutant. I've got mine. That's mine. And I'm the one with the buttons here. Melvin Mancer, Technomancer, is another Technomancer master. We are Technomancer Master Zachariah Mancer. And we have asked for help from Technomancer Master Melvin Mancer. So with the alliance of the Technomancer Masters, Zachariah Mancer and Melvin Mancer, the Technomancers are united against Victor Dictor. Are you with me so far? Eliza Major, Captain Eliza Major, Captain Major, is bringing help from the army. Hello, Simpika. Welcome. Hope you're well. The Captain Major, she's been standing by the fence for most of the game since we left Ophir. I don't know what her other duties entail, but most of them seem to be standing by a fence waiting for us to come talk with her. Hello, Lamia. I'll explain. Remind me again in a minute, Columbo, and I'll explain the hat. Towel. It's, I think of it as a handkerchief. Got a handkerchief. He can probably see through it a little bit. I'll be back to that. Eliza Major will bring help from the army. We don't have that much backstory with her. I don't know why she's so loyal to our cause, but this is good. Yeah, Luke, you can always message me off stream after the stream. I hope I'm not too slow to respond. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm bad about checking and getting back, but yes, you can. Anton Rogue. I skipped one. Dandolo. Otherwise, this is the Merchant Prince, Dandolo. Prince Fuckwit. Preferred nickname. We don't like him much here. He's pretty smarmy. However, he does seem to be nominally on the side of the people. We have asked for his help. We stopped short of asking Anton Rogue for help, and this is one of those moments where I realized I like the companions in this game. And I like the role they play, some of their dialogue, their identities, how they interact with each other and the player. Because when we approached Anton Rogue's Ori base in the middle of hostile territory, she reminded us what he represents. and what he might do if we allowed him the power that would come with being part of the alliance that might be victorious. And if we let someone that corrupt, if we let someone who would do the things he's done, we enabled them to have greater influence and power, what would that mean? A character in our party stopped us from even walking in. This was not mid-dialogue while talking to Anton. This is as we walked by his base. She said, you know, have you thought about, I know we need allies. It started like that. She said, hey, I know you need allies. We need allies. But have you thought about what would happen? How cool is that? That was a connection that went straight through from the developer to the player through a character that suddenly mattered more than they did before. Click, 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 click. I don't even want to walk through that door anymore. And I had just been discussing with you that very character, Anton Rogue, and those very things, concerns over asking him to join us, when suddenly a character in the party spoke up and voiced my thoughts on cue, unprompted. I thought Entrobot was the only software around here that reads my mind. So points for the game, and points for Nisha, whoever wrote her character in that moment. The combat AI is pretty bad. Companions aren't very helpful in combat, is what I mean, Mr. Gilly Star. He said, I thought your AI was stupid. Well, in combat, they are not particularly helpful or durable. They're meat shields occasionally. But wow, I turned 9 minutes into 24. Told you I can ramble without going anywhere. Just like old times. Somewhere along the way, and we are being very patient as we wait to find out where Patience, person named Patience, has been taken. Be patient, we're waiting to find out where Patience has been taken. And we have arrived back at the Mutant Valley to unite our allies. At least 3, we have 4 out of 5. And I hope that Dandolo doesn't make me regret bringing him into the Alliance, because Eliza Major with the army, Melvin Mancer with the Technomancers, and the mutants might have been enough. Would have been enough to proceed. Maybe it would have been enough for the kind of victory we want to achieve. Did anyone think I was going to get through this door today? Cool. We're in. Where are we going? Merchant, we've got to sell some junk. We have a ton of junk. Before we do, let's equip our party members with anything we might upgrade them to before we sell off a lot of dead weight. It's my old staff. We could recycle components in there, but I don't know that it matters. I don't want to make this more complicated. I'm already equipped with weapons. The gear that I'm wearing, Columbo coming back to the handkerchief I have wrapped around my head and eyes. It is the only helmet that I have that my laptop want to restart. Bad time. Fluid regen. It's all about the fluid. As a Technomancer, our mana is fluid. We have regen rates that are affected by passive attributes, skills, and also gear. So, fluid regen is the only helmet I have with fluid regen. That's it. Seems like Daredevil with an electric stick. So Nisha, I hope she can remain in the party. She's been useful. She's got a little bit of melee and some range. She's basically a rogue. And that we can take a rogue stance as well. Don't want to put my companions in these really stupid looking helmets. So even though we could give her some extra defense, I'm not going to do that. He's wearing a 16% defense soldier's breastplate with some defense against disruption. Electric resist without losing too much. I don't know. She's good. Soldier's breastplate. We could put some mods in it. Probably just leave it. Amelia hasn't been in the party very long. Let's give her something else. She's wearing a technician's jacket. Gives a crafting bonus. But is crap for combat. She's probably going to be in combat with us. The Total Recall cameo. There you go. Hey, that does kind of work, Columbo. Wrap a wet towel around my head. Give her anything's gonna lose the crafting bonus. Anything's gonna give her better resistance to disruption. And anything's gonna give her more defense. Let's go fashionable. A slick jacket? Or she would hate a Vori jacket. It is a role-playing game. Let's not give her a Vori jacket. Eye jacket. Oh, I think we're going to war. He apparently has the 2 strength required to wear it, so good for her. Next piece. Hands. The Baba Y? Not her class. That is her class. Who am I to tell her what her class is? Critical hit chance, disruption, constant parry. We could give her a badass shield. I could also equip said badass shield, even though I don't wield it. I could equip it periodically if I wanted to go into that stance, but I'm not. Back from her. We'd lose her from the party. We've given gear to party members who have disappeared with the gear before. Doesn't have force strength. Alright, bladed shield for you. Got a nice gun, and she hasn't left the party yet. Oh, we might have better guns, though. That's a rare. It was from named enemy. Named gun, named enemy. But, oh, we can do better. We're better. Light disruptor gun. Advanced disruptor gun. Not quite as much damage, better chance of disrupting. 10% better chance. Doesn't cool down as fast. Let's just give her a light disruptor for now and see. I'm gonna sell that Bulgakov's gun yet, though. Next lot. Booties. Kane's boots. Why not? We can give her some of the named gear. She's earned it. Kane's boots. Cool. Amelia. Steel-toed boots. These boots were made for walking. Shit kickers is what she's actually got now. Worker pants. All done up. Plates. I think that works. Kane's trousers. Those two. Match set. Her blade? No. Bulgakov's dagger. Still better. So now, one more weapon. A studded club, and we can give her something better. I bet. Man, Phobos disappeared with a nice weapon. Maybe it wasn't a special weapon, though. Had to have been my best melee at the time that he could wield. Can't wield the saw mace. She can wield the steel hammer. It has a mod in it. 42 damage, 70% disrupt chance, 5 crit. Thing with better crit, 11% crit chance, much less damage. Alright, make a save before we sell off a whole bunch of crap. Very wrong. Give her the mop of punishment. I have a mop of punishment.
Please, but don't break nothing. Many fragile things. You break, you buy.
You break, you buy. Many fragile things. Fail. Keep the saw mace. Somebody with enough strength could wield it. It looks good. Iron hammer, flat bladed axe. Club, let's at least sell the hammer and the club. Wait, we have significant weight issues. Let's sell the flat bladed axe too. I have enough strength to equip that. Let me back off menu for a second here. Hola, brother. Brother Entropic. How art thou? If I go to the right place here, I can equip that, even as a placeholder for someone else using it eventually. Then we can sell this crappy thing. Do with that. Welcome, welcome.
Look around.
We are
Please,
half
but
an
don't
hour in
break
and just
nothing.
prepping to
Many
do
fragile
stuff.
things. You break,
Talking,
you buy.
prepping, homeroom. We're having homeroom. L. Club, go bye-bye. Old staff, let's just sell it. It's heavy. I don't need to get the mods out of it. They were not special mods. That shield I want to keep. That shield we can get rid of. Or strength. Let me do the same thing with that shield. Equip the one that we may end up passing to someone else. If we have the right party member, but in the meantime I have the strength to equip it. It'll be a placeholder and shed some more weight.
Look around, please, but don't break nothing. Many.
Yes, yes. I haven't even taken the charger off your electrical tickle stick. Precision gun. Glance at what properties these guns have. Cooldown speed can go up pretty high. 25 is very high. Critical hit chance around 10 is higher than base, but not super special. Some of these require higher tier agility. Those are probably the ones we want to keep. The 1 agility guns probably aren't that special. They may have some mods. Anything stand out? The disrupt chance things. But nothing too crazy. So let's go from this on down and sell them. Over to the gloves. First Settler's gloves. Don't have fluid recharge, but they're not bad. They have critical hit chance. That's better than mine that are modded. So those modded would end up with a few % critical hit chance above what we've got. Compromise on the fluid regen. Cadet's gloves. See, ours are 8% crit chance. Those would be 10, and we could probably add... Oh, we might be able to add 4. So we could have 14 instead of 8 on our gloves. Hey, wait, there is no fluid regen on the gloves. There is no fluid regen on the glove. Alright, let's sell these. And maybe switch gloves. We get more electrical damage, slightly less disrupt chance. I'm fine with better critical hit chance. That'll get better after we mod it. Maces, I think we've already sorted this. Heavy steel mace can go. Soldier's rifle, not a mace. Who up with the rifles in that slot? Maybe it would have been Phobos. Heavy weapon. I don't think we ever put Phobos. That kind of a setup. Keep that one instead of that one. Steel mace, one mod. The disrupting, 100% on Kane's mace. Damn, that's kind of special. It's really 100%. Always disrupts. Okay. Weapons. We're still at 332 of 300. We need to get down under 300. Let's keep going. The armor should really take care of that. We already geared up our current party members. We will be looting more armor. I'm not worried about the people who aren't in our party now. If we pick them up and they don't have good armor, we'll deal. But I'm not going to save more than one or two things. Start at the bottom. Abundance Officer's Uniform. We had to buy those for a quest. That was one of those stinky moments where we had to spend a lot of serum to buy something to check a box in a quest that it did not appear anyone ever cared we were actually wearing. But we had to do it. Give us for them 31, and they each weigh 8. If the quest wants us to have them again, they can make us get them again. We had a net loss of about 500 or 600 serum for 10 seconds with checkboxes in our journal. That's why we had to buy those. Light Abundance Soldier's Uniform. Go! A doctor's coat. Keeping. It was a... It wasn't Amelia's, I think. Scott Seekers. Whoever's it was, it has a science bonus. And the special thing. Light Vori jacket, traps, lockpicking bonus. Do all the Vori have that? Don't need both. Can't even pick lock, so it doesn't much matter. Technician's jacket has crafting. I think that was Amelia's. Keep that. Soldier's uniforms. We've already equipped a few people. If you were to discover a planet, what would you call it? Cilantro? I don't know. But that's if I ever had a restaurant, it would be called Cilantro. But that was the closest I could get to an answer for you on short notice. Planet Cilantro. Jackets were kind of cool looking. Full jacket. Jacket. Eye jacket. I don't remember them all being jackets. A couple looked like jackets. Kind of looked cool. Looked like jackets. Maybe those spy jackets were blue, gray, something. Under 300, we can now run again. We will be over 300 before too long if we don't sell a bunch more gear. Let me come back to the breastplates. That was making me crazy. We had just too many pieces of armor in here. Do you have a gladiator name? I could fall back on a character name. I could fall back on my first J name ever. Would make a pretty good gladiator name, although it was created as a Star Wars name for Star Wars Galaxies. But Jundin, Jundan, Jundin would be my gladiator name. Probably. Since ask, what are you doing with this information? Stop stalking me. Greaves. ASC Greaves. Why are we keeping the doctor's pants? Because they sound cool. Doctor's pants. You had doctor's pants, would you keep them? Because they were called doctor's pants. Noctis Raiders Gators. Light Vori, full Vori, Vori jacket, Merc jacket, Spy jacket. I got dizzy at that point. Too many jackets! I couldn't remember what they looked like, and you can't really preview them here. Not that I know of, so let's just, Oh, it compares. Jacket. Under 200. Soldier's breastplate. How many of those do we have? Light and one more. Good, 200 out of 300. Whew, I'm dizzy. And how much are we sitting on? We now have almost 4,000 serum. So we could buy heals or make heals. How many can we be allowed to carry? What's our max? 10 to 10. Wait, I'm not trying to sell. Whoops, that was close. Purchase. If we were going to, she doesn't sell those. We can, that was close. I've been very wasteful. We're getting closer to doing something. Yay! One mission sending us back to the rover, and one is sending us forward. The rover is because Anton Rogue's not checked off. Ignore that. We are going into Mutant Valley to sign up. We've already, for a battle, the battle to end all battles.
I'm pleased Scum was chosen. He has already proven
Scum is a mutant.
And his speech was so moving.
He's the best.
That is unfortunate, Hascat. I know what you're referring to. I am so sorry that cilantro tastes like soap for you. That would be like a very small curse.
The corporation's attack. Is he
Welcome,
willing
sir.
to go to war for our people?
Remember Kane? War cries are not the answer, but Scum's peaceful philosophy could be. And in the case of attack, we can always find another leader for our soldiers.
Scum is a very skinny mutant who we helped put into power. Goes Scum over somebody who was really scum. And also over our own party member Phobos. Because I wanted Phobos to stay in the party. It was very selfish. Unfortunately, after I thought I was choosing between the two competitors, with this third option being Phobos leaves the party. It said he will leave the party if you pick him. I did not pick him, and he left the party anyways. Yeah, bummer. But while he did not lead the mutants, and I think I know why he left the party. There were many quests that did not get completed, and his loyalty mission did not get completed. In part because we didn't have the serum to pay for it at the time. Isn't that weird? She would have to have enough in-game currency to be able.
Now that we are at full strength, we must devise a way to compromise Victor's popularity at the assembly.
Here we go.
I've got a lead. There's this grizzled old general who's been bitching about the lack of info he gets about Aurora. Right now, he's the only one with the balls to call Victor the Dictor incompetent. According to him, the Aurora Dowser's down shit creek and may have been booted off his post. If we can prove that General is right and isn't just some senile old man, maybe the Army's head honchos will be pissed enough at the Colonel to kick his buns in the sun.
We would need hard evidence.
I'm almost positive that Dandolo can help us. Noctis sends merchants everywhere, after all.
We also have some connections with Technomancers over there. They should be able to tell us what happened.
We could try Anton. Aurora's a little far, but there's no place that's safe from Anton's little birds.
It's a start.
Even if abundance is run from the top down, members of the assembly would pay attention to uprisings. Some of your local allies can help you stir up some anger in the masses. The ASC has made their lives miserable for months. People are arrested on a whisper, live huddled in fear. It would not take much to spark the powder keg.
It's a good idea, but we can't influence entire populations by ourselves. We'd need allies hidden among the people.
Back when I was an artist, I got into some altercations with assembly members who thought my shows were blasphemy. Maybe it was because I didn't say hail to the shadow 50 times. I can't say for sure, but if we could get them to think that Victor isn't a devout believer, we could get the large religious sect of the Assembly to revoke their support and demand his banishment. Or we could just give them a little nudge in the right direction by making them believe Victor steals relics for his own use.
We'd have to stage an elaborate setup, but I like it. After all, the trickster must get what he gives. We'll need volunteers that can pretend to be ASC. The plan is right up Anton's alley. It's possible for Dandolo or the opposition to help us out too.
One last thing. I was told the High Judge endorses all of Victor's decisions, even though I know for a fact that he hates him, which is more than a bit strange. The judge is such an honest man.
Or if you're in the mood to make a scandal, I've got everything we need. Did you know that Victor employs young women to worm out information on men he keeps tabs on? And I'm not Victor, but I have a feeling he used that info to blackmail these same men. If we can prove it, the Assembly would have a major meltdown. Their beloved colonel, a pimp? To find evidence of his trafficking, we could look for the orders he gave his goons. Have you seen his hands? Far too immaculate to be doing this dirty work himself.
Avori aren't doing anything about it. Must be profiting from it somehow.
Azcat's getting the crew.
We need to find a new approach.
Indeed. How's this? I've heard that a small faction of the Assembly blindly backs up Victor, no matter how crazy the project is. So I believe it almost certain that their chief of this faction was bribed. So unless we bribe him ourselves, we'll have to silence him.
It's not ideal,
Damn.
but I have no way of finding out what dirt the ASC
Technomancer,
has on
damn.
him. We'll have to go without his support. Hope we can get enough voters elsewhere.
All these ideas will indeed cut off Victor from his support network. But
Can't do
this
them
is
all.
going to sound self-interested. But if we could help the mutants escape from the pen, it would expedite the Colonel's downfall. The people and the Assembly would be outraged to know that after decades of civilized control, Victor was the one who couldn't keep them in check. I'd like to see the Colonel try to justify his mistake of so many slaves, particularly ones notorious for their feeble minds.
No, it's not selfish. It's a good plan. We're gonna help mutants in the pen prepare their escape. After a mass breakout like that, his reputation will never be the same. Thank you, all of you, for the ideas. Now let's make them happen.
Better reasons to set them free than it will ruin someone's reputation when all the slaves riot? I think letting them go might be good. The reasoning I'm a little lost on. But has Cat in it through. Arr. Meet the leader. We gotta check our journal and see what just happened. Our journal is going to have stuff in it now. Harder they fall. We have found allies. We need to make sure the Assembly votes to exile Victor Watcher. How do we convince the Assembly? Well, four-tiered plan. The General's evidence. Confirm the death of the Aurora Dowser with an ally. Must have missed that one during the discussion. Confirm the death of the Aurora Dowser. Divine disapproval. Find relics, find ASC uniforms. The journal always shortcuts the description of what we were told in a quest. I would make this open suggestion to spiders, if anyone's out there listening, that your quest journals in the future optionally provide a larger portion of the original text from the quest giver. Context, reminder, and context for a quest. I think Divine Disapproval was about demonstrating that all too often leaders claim adherence to religious principles out of convenience rather than truth. And an opportunity to expose an example of that. Power in the wheels. Meet the leader of the corralled mutants. Free the slaves. Although the mutant leader, former mutant leader, suggested that we free the slaves because it would give someone else a bad reputation. But it was sort of implied that it would be innately good to let them free. And I'm going to just focus on that. Let's get them out of there. People's Assembly, obtain enough support in the People's Assembly. That sounds like a 5-part, 5 sub-quests. So we're going to go talk to people in the Assembly. They're going to give us 5 quests, aren't they? 5 of those. So 5 plus 3 equals the harder they fall. Sounds like our task is laid out for us. Let's see what's nearby. Confirm the death of the Aurora Dowser with an ally. So we've got this long conversation and the game's weird about saves. Make another one. Chit chat. Technomancer. Melvin. Mancer. He wanted to go either bribe or assassinate someone is what it sounded like. And our journal says what? Confirm the death of the Aurora Dowser with an ally. Confirm the death of the person who's not dead yet? If I'm reading this right, our task is to confirm the death of someone it is implied we are going to kill. They've been bribed. If we can't bribe them, then we have to eliminate them. That's what he said. Doesn't appear to be optional.
Greetings, Zachariah.
Rumor is Aurora's Dowser was deposed. I need to know it's more than rumor, though. If it's true, we might be able to convince some members of the Assembly that Victor needs
or something
to go.
else.
Even though I don't like the idea of continuing the conflict between Abundance and Aurora,
something else
that has caused so much suffering. If it's what needs to be done to dethrone Victor, I have a few contacts among Aurora's Technomancers. They're not quite brothers, but they're at least like cousins. And I've heard their messengers nearly always follow one particular shadow path. Let me show you. This one here. If you go, you may be able to stop one of their couriers. If the news you're expecting is as important as you say, I'm sure it will be in the documents they are carrying.
Thanks, Melvin.
Yeah, I was wrong about that encounter. Said before something about bribe or eliminate, but that's not he was just referring to now. Oh, Legend. Hello. Sorry to hear it's going badly. You can come hang out here. You want to get away from that for a bit? That's okay. Some days. For the rover. Everything selected. I don't really want to do everything at once. Let's see where the rover suggests we go. Help!
Zachariah,
Not sure I can help.
From Dandolo. He
Let
has
alone
some
while I'm
information on
streaming.
the disappearance of patients.
What's going on?
Really? Did he learn where he was taken?
The ASC had him locked up in an old dome near Ophir. In his message, he says that it's a dome that Technomancers used to use. Does this sound familiar to you?
Hard to forget. Yes.
Dome.
That's where initiations would take place before a mantis destroyed everything. We'll have to go free him. The place must be teeming with soldiers fighting for Victor. But we can't leave the old Technomancer in their hands.
What are the old dome? It didn't end up in our journal, or not yet. Give it a minute to hop on our way to the rover. Yeah, I don't know if I can help, Legend, but you could start by saying what's going on. I can't help with that. I don't know that that is accurate, but I can't help with that. I'm looking forward to a possible remake. Not really a remake. Have you heard the rumors that maybe Dark Souls 1 would get a PS4 release, or who knows what platforms, but a re-release, maybe with a little touch-up. Also a possible Switch version, which would be, I don't know, it would be 30 frames per second, but so was the PC release and the console versions of Dark Souls 1. Players messed with it. Hey, Procyan, I urge everyone to be prepared. In case the only remaster is the Switch version, it can happen. Ouch, that is, yeah, it's possible. Possible. I think the Switch version is distinctly likely. It has momentum, it would sell. People know it, it makes sense. It would probably sell on PS4 also, but the Switch is an easy sell right now. The game's already made. It's old enough to port over and probably run just fine. Whatever their software development environment is, it's developers seem okay with it so far, right? Lots of things are getting ported. Rockstar's porting stuff, all kinds of things getting ported to Switch, Doom, and yeah. Corrupted. Corralled. Those are the mutants. Those are the mutants. The corralled mutants in Ophir. The old dome. The old dome. Aurora's shadow path at the start of the evening. There are places we can sleep in advance time if we needed to advance to the start of the evening. I'm wondering what the fast travel does. We would sleep over here and then travel at the right time, or figure it out when we get there. And then what's still at Noctis? Find ASC uniforms, find relics. I don't know, let's go to the old dome.
To square one.
Damn, that's weird. But I thought the dome was in ruins. So then, where'd they put that old geezer?
There should be a few standing structures next to the ones that collapsed, unless they've already started clearing the rubble.
That sounds like bad news.
It would be. There were secrets in those ruins. I would rather have stayed buried, especially from the ASC.
That's the problem with secrets. All that time spent worrying about someone finding out, it's a burden that turns into a habit, that turns into obsession. I know you're just as scared about what's in the dome as what patience might reveal. I just hope the old man's still holding on. He's as stubborn as an unfed ostrich. But I don't know if he'll be enough in the hands of the ASC.
Poor Patience. He thought he was finally safe in Noctis. Instead, we threw him straight back into Victor's arms.
What do you mean? We saved him from that camp.
It's just, we must have attracted the attention of Victor's spies when we asked Dandolo to keep an eye on him. He was supposed to be just another nobody in Noctis, but our request ended up selling him out.
These thugs, more like cavemen with bigger sticks, don't understand respect, science, age, or knowledge. Any problem they can't solve, they'll use torture. What's 2 plus 2? I don't know. Let's torture the mathematician and find out. Ugly brutes. If they take power in abundance, they'll turn it into a Darwinistic jungle. A whole group of psychopaths wanting to take control of everything through mindless violence.
Sounds like this story hits close to home.
It's true. I understand what that poor Technomancer must be going through. The pain. So, I hope we find him soon.
What's that place? Never heard of it.
The Technomancer's museum and library, where we used to do all our initiations, kept all our knowledge.
So what? Then the ASC destroyed the dome?
No, I did. During my initiation, a giant mantis somehow snuck in, and obviously a fight broke out. And you can imagine what followed.
At least you got out alive, no?
Yes, we did. Just... Camera was in the right spot already. I should have left it there. I just noticed on the back of Amelia's head that her hair, she has 2 strands of hair tied back behind her head. First, I caught a glimpse and thought she had a headband I hadn't noticed, but its hair is, there you go, tied back behind her head, right? And then some sort of clasp or, isn't that cool? The old dome. Free patience. Oh, this is the patience quest. Haha. I missed that along as they were talking about patience. It was lost on me that that's the the information contained in the tablet. Patience was the one who had it. Free patience. We're here to free patience. Be patient now. We are an hour in without drawing a weapon. Wow. I think it's likely we'll be playing this tomorrow and starting Shovel Knight tomorrow. But it's possible this will take today and tomorrow, and we'll start Shovel Knight Monday. Anyways, heads up, Shovel Knight next, starting either tomorrow or Monday. That is likely. Combat, an hour in. Boom, boom, 1 hour on the nose. We started a little late. Get in there. Especially the dick with the gun. Come on. Attack the right people, sir. I'm not locking on when I can help it because I have at least as much trouble locking on as I do not locking on. Advantages to both. Who was... Good gun! Go team! And backing up a few minutes, we'll occasionally get total garbage switch ports, like WWE 2K18, reportedly. I haven't followed much, but it's not received well. Is that what's up? After dumping all that gear, we can run again, and if we overload again, we should be okay for the most part because it doesn't seem to affect combat. We can run at this speed, we just can't run at this speed. So it's not the end of the world. Someone's running in behind me. Oh, another! Hi. Amelia's holding her own. She has that shield. frame rates. Talking about that WWE, frame rates were described as, are they in slow motion? Ouch, ouch, ouch. Extra manual saves are worth it. Overwrite some very old saves, get them up to the top, and start reusing a few of those. I like having staggered saves, especially in a game where weird things happen unpredictably. We haven't really had to roll back because of bugs. There were at least one that immediately demined, and time to level. There may have been a couple times where I rolled back and lost progress out of a decision versus the alternative in-game that we had arrived at. But it wasn't quite like save cheesing. It was being left without options because a character hadn't been leveled a certain way. Yeah, there were at least two, okay? Character hadn't been leveled a certain way, and the choices we were left with were more philosophical. It was like, okay, you didn't level this way, so now you have to make a moral and philosophical choice between bad options. If only you had leveled this way, you would have a better moral decision. They were mismatched in an RPG. The leveling of your character and the choices you were given later based on them. Sorry, I'm drifting. The other one was a character who got forced into our party. Our party makeup was forcefully changed until we completed certain tasks that would require us to do other things. There were dependencies on top of dependencies, and the whole chain was set off by an NPC giving us a secondary quest and talking to a companion. A character was taken out of our party, another was put in. There was no choice about it. We couldn't even complete his quest until we met other conditions. Ugh. So, at a couple points, we have chosen to roll back an hour plus because of where we ended up in the game, boxed in by very strange decisions, design decisions. Jump to Mass Effect. Imagine if your Paragon Shepard were forced to make renegade decisions because you picked the Adept class and leveled up a certain power instead of a certain other power. Would you be okay with that forcing you into the moral alignment of your character? The class choices shouldn't do that. Skill choices shouldn't do that. It was a boo-boo. A design boo-boo, in my opinion. This is where an earlier quest took us. Too late to avoid being spotted? Damn. They really didn't spot us, though. They just aggroed. Look at a guy in the distance. Still a glass cannon. Oh, that gunfire! Damn! I don't think I'm getting out of that one. Whoa. That's why I hard save frequently. See, that is my hard save. There was no auto save before jumping down. Stay down. We do not have enough We don't have enough of a stealth ability to really take anyone out stealthily. We can get one stealth attack before they alert. Well, that's my shield. That's my new passive. Berserk! Forgot about Berserk! I'm going Berserk on all you! Oh, get wrecked, guys. Get wrecked. I should still heal. Heal, heal, heal. We can Berserk for 15 seconds once every minute. Which is not bad. Which is not bad. Automatic gunfire is bad. Too many guns. Too many guns. I like the melee quite a bit. I'm not using ranged weapons, and maybe that's part of why I don't find it a positive addition to combat. But the melee has nice animations and is fun, and you move around a lot. And the guns are, it's not a first-person shooter. Guns are pew pew, and they do a lot of damage when you're trying to melee and dodge things. Very fragile. Let's do this. Let me renew that shield. I think jumping down in sneak mode, does that keep us in sneak mode? Yes. If we can get one sneak attack, for what it is worth. Here's how effective it is. Boom! Okay, so we get one guy we can knock out, but the others will alert because he was not killed silently. Could you get in there? I'm trying not to lock on, but I'm gonna have target lock issues. Oh, damn. The damage? Just no fucking joke. And it seems like the shield that I have, when it knocks enemies back, I can potentially take, if not, whoa, splash damage. This is not good. He should not still be alive. Woo. Seems like the force, I don't know if it's rebounding or if it just looked that way. But the force that knocked enemies back because of a passive skill I had seemed to have some effect on me too, under the circumstances. We see a crafting station. We should replenish our, I see one on the map. We should replenish our healing items. Carrying 11. I actually don't know the capacity. Let's try making some more when we can. Nice. Oh, not the ground! Dude, zap anything but the ground. Shit, with all that metal around, how could you zap the ground? Wouldn't it just... You tried to aim the charge and it would find something conductive. It would... There's metal all around. It's Technomancery, it's not normal electricity. Like we get knocked back from each other when that force field pulses. They get knocked back and I get knocked back, which is doesn't make it ineffective, but it completely changes how I need to. Why are we being jumped from the back? Who called in reinforcements? Not cool. That's a lot. There were two soldiers over here. Ragdoll, ragdoll. Did someone order a ragdoll? Which way was it? See, I don't know how I feel about that pulse anymore. It's busting up my ability to respond, to predict where I need to dodge. If in the middle of trying to dodge, somebody gets in the way, it pulses, and I do not complete the dodge. Throwing off my rhythm. It's supposed to protect me. It is what it is. I didn't expect it to be dangerous to the player when I picked up a defensive move, a passive that sets off a pulse that knocks enemies back. Gonna earn it. Yep. Just like that. Okay, everybody over here. No, don't go engage. Don't go. Assholes. And you called another Technomancer? Uncool. Get up! Man, you can get knocked down long enough. Best I can tell, some knockdowns you will not get up from before someone has an opportunity to hit you again. There's too many of them! I did someone... How did they even alert? I guess they weren't that far. Let's get a heal going. Come over here. Interrupt. Area attacks. Come on! Oh, did not get the area attack off fast enough. to sweep them and have any chance to interrupt. This is probably a wash, but let's keep separating them. See if we can pick them off. If they throw out some grenades, they will do nice damage to their own ranks. We can't afford to craft more heals. We're not broke. No! That was not cool. She's reloading. Over here. The guy was almost dead. I want someone who's almost dead to get the kill. If someone's gonna take me down, I want it to be someone healthy and strong, not someone bleeding out. That's not too much to ask, is it? 2 for 1! No, you ruined my 2 for 1. You're next. That was expensive, though. Where was that crafting table? We're going back to it. Or we never made it there. That's what we were fighting for. Access to the crafting table. I'm just seeing how many wood, if there's no limit other than what we can afford. In case it lets us craft 30 but only keep 10, something. About 30. To let us carry him. Oh, hot damn. I love it. Worth it. Oh, worth it. Here.
Fortunately, this is beyond my skill level.
Got the key then.
Patience! Wake up! Patience, come on! Damn it, they almost killed him.
Stop! Let me go. I won't tell you it. Zach, holy shit, is it really you?
Yeah, Mr. Gilly Star, I missed your question for a couple minutes there. Does the enemy level up as you do? Seems that way. Not sure. Have you noticed enemies aren't tagged with their level visibly, are they? That could be something on the screen this whole time that I missed, but I haven't noticed if it is. There. What? Happened.
What the hell happened to you?
I was on the way back to my place. There was someone behind me, and before I could turn, he was on me. Next thing I knew, I woke up in a cell. Ugh, they tortured me for days. Wanted me to talk, wanted me to tell them everything I knew about you. What you were doing, what we found.
You figure out what the tablet said?
Unfortunately. If I hadn't, then I wouldn't have been able to tell them anything, but I just finished when they found me.
Uh-oh.
What did it say?
They talked about a giant research base that was able to keep in contact with Earth. They had a beacon and gave the base's coordinates. I mean, the coordinates weren't up to date anymore, so I had to recalculate them, but it's in the South Pole, Zach. It's protected by a huge layer of ice.
Is it an HK factory?
What did you tell him?
At the beginning, I fought, Zach. I did. I fought. Didn't say a damn thing. Then Victor came. And the shit he did to me, Zach, you have no idea. I didn't tell him everything. I didn't, but I had to tell him something. Or I told him what I found in the tablet. Everything. I'm so sorry.
Stop. It's fine. You did what you could. Everyone's got a breaking point. All right, let's untie you and get you out of here.
Must find the City of Ice before they do, Zachariah. If Victor finds the beacon, he could use it to gain the people's trust. Furthermore, if he finds the secrets buried there...
He's got a head start, but we'll catch him.
Aye, aye, Zach. If it's really the City of Ice.
What?
I'll have to make some mods. It'll be tougher than you think. Also, wear an extra layer or two if you don't want to freeze your nuts off.
Big ice.
Thanks for the warning.
That reminds me of...
A tangent that'll lead to another tangent?
No, Yes, that was it.
Yes.
What do you think we'll find in that lost city? You know, besides the beacon. I
Hopefully
suspect
bacon.
the settlers brought back plants and animals from Earth, and probably left some in that base. And if just a
Bacon
few survive,
plants?
we could find an ecosystem unlike any on Mars.
Bacon
completely
animals?
sheltered by the ice.
Why should we go to this city instead of just overthrowing Victor? What are you planning?
I'm looking for a beacon. I want to get in touch with Earth,
bacon.
not so I can run from the ASC, and so I can reunite with our ancestors, gain back everything we've lost. With the people of Earth, we can stop the wars over water. We can utilize the technology we lost. We can understand the choices they made.
That sounds perfect. Too perfect. I hope what we find doesn't disappoint you.
Meet Patience. We just broke him out of one of the ASC's jails. He could use a place to recover.
Then he is welcome to recover here. Our healers, patients, will be honored to tend to your wounds. Oh, that would be great. Thank you. All this reminds me of an old hiding spot I had in the desert. Thank you again, both of you.
This is real nice and all, but I don't know about all this.
About what?
I'm guessing you're gonna want to go to that city, right? Right. Problem is, that city's coordinates, according to what Patience said, is the South Pole. Rover's good, but it ain't that good.
Any way to make it that good?
I don't know. Gotta think about it. I mean, it'd need some sort of ice-breaking blade in the front and insulation around the whole thing.
If I know you, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I like your faith in me, but... Problem is, I don't have a damn clue how to add all that heavy shit to the rover's frame without slowing it down like fucking crazy.
Gonna cost
My
me,
dad
isn't
would
it?
have known what to do. Not my dad, though. I knew he'd made improvements to his machines, but I don't remember
Hola.
seeing any diagrams.
Happy Friday,
So they
C-Star.
could be somewhere in the shed.
It's cool, everybody.
I
I'm
don't know.
here.
Maybe Scott could help us?
We can ask, I guess, then head to the shed with him. See what we find.
Gonna be damn fucking cold out there, Zach.
Maybe we should go borrow some gear from Victor. He's known the site's coordinates a lot longer than we have. Sure, he's built some cold weather equipment already.
I like the way you think, Zach.
Go to the city beneath the pole. That makes more sense. Smooth, safe travels. So, Finding Earth has moved on to a polar expedition. Go to the Ophir shed with Scott and Amelia, find the location of the ASC headquarters. Related as they may be, if there's any need to pursue Finding Earth and the harder they fall in one order or another to some effect. Lost on me. Let's come back and forth. Let's go find out what the People's Assembly is about. Is that back in Noctis? Back to the rover. No, not back to the rover. The People's Assembly. Maybe it's the forum. Maybe we just need to talk to people here in the forum. I don't see a marker for that one. Huh. Gilly Star got beer and pizza. Today is a great Friday. Well. A wee bit jealous. Bring me to tomorrow. I've got a buddy coming by tomorrow morning before the stream. I haven't seen in a while. Gonna come by. We're gonna catch up. He's probably gonna bring some beer. Yay! Since I can't drive anywhere, my car is not allowed on the road now. Sorry, I didn't mean to go back to that. But tomorrow, I may get some beer tomorrow. We're gonna start the stream at noon. The same time we're supposed to start this week. None of the streams have started on time this week for reasons. Different reasons. Different days, different reasons. But I've adjusted the schedule for tomorrow. We're going to get 8 hours tomorrow instead of the 10. Start at noon my time and run until 8 my time. And hopefully we finish this. If not today, we finish tomorrow and start Shovel Knight. That's kind of the plan. Why is the assembly not showing up? Unless some of these people, who are mostly party members, any of them represent... No? Why? "17-year-old Subaru."
Hi.
Zachariah, to what do I owe this privilege?
Didn't get... Alright. Do I have the link somewhere? I was nearly killed yesterday. That was fun. Very large truck hauling wood. Stopped at a light. I was stopped behind it. It went into reverse and crushed my little Subaru. And then the driver lied to the police and to his insurance company and said that he did not reverse at the light. So, hardly 24 hours later, his insurance company, with no police were called, police did their reports, information was exchanged, but there was not enough evidence to prove that he had reversed into me. No traffic cameras, nobody hung around, no witnesses hung around. Had I responded faster and flagged someone down, maybe I would have had someone to say, yeah, he reversed into. Drive safe when you do. Follow the rules, Mr. Gilly Star, and if you make a mistake, take responsibility for it. Don't ruin someone else's life, job. Hascat, I could show you more pictures on Discord. There are some more on Discord, but... Wild One, is this game good? You're playing 1 versus 1s. Oh, and Overwatch while here. Yeah, there's something about it. Rough around the edges, but there's something about it. Dash cam arrives Sunday. Wish I had it yesterday. Already on order. I've got an Anchor dash cam coming Sunday. But my car was so old that it has no value. So there's not much to fight over. I looked up the blue book on my car. It's between $400 and $900. It's a Subaru in good running order with 160,000 miles. But it's worth $400 to $900. So there's not a lot to fight over. No, Mr. Gillystar, just front for now. All right, let's move on. Moving on.
I heard you escaped. How'd you do it?
Through a very sad and beautiful story. Sad because of the lives such success cost. Beautiful for the outcome it created. Are you aware of the conditions of the prisoner camps? Factories of pain and sadness. Mutants are harassed by fellow inmates and guards alike. Beaten, mistreated, forced to work. Many died from exhaustion or untreated wounds. One day, one of my people had fallen from exhaustion. I tried to stop a guard from hitting him. Understand, I am not violent, but their violence had to stop, so I struck the guard, and after that, events escalated. Rioting soon had become the only solution. We never had the thought of running away, only the need to show we would not live in those conditions anymore. A man, another prisoner, gave us aid.
You remember his name?
Yes, Roy Temperance. He had a boy. Innocence, I believe. They gave us tools to defend ourselves, but the key to our escape came with the death of the camp's administrator.
A soldier?
A Technomancer, placed there by his superiors for disobeying orders, from what I understood. No one dared look him in the eyes. His name was, if I recall correctly, Sean Mancer. Did you know him?
Yeah, I knew Sean. He was my master. He was growing tired of the path Abundance was taking, and he probably said it one too many times to one too many people.
I am sorry, Zachariah. Even if his death made way for our escape, I can feel your pain.
He's done talking, but I'll hit enter anyways on what I was writing. Sort of rhetorical question for everyone, but just reflecting on that. How many people given an opportunity, as this other driver had, to get away with it? Oh, there's no proof. A choice was before him to own up to what he did, take responsibility for it, or deny it. There was an opportunity for him to get away with it. He took that opportunity to get away with it. He was willing to do that instead of owning up to it. How many people, not just in a vehicular situation, but in life, in all walks of life, some which are of great importance to all of us and have captured our attention lately. How many people, given an opportunity to get away with something, would do exactly that versus taking responsibility? It is hard to take responsibility for mistakes, but it's the right thing to do. Isn't that what we teach our kids? Isn't that what we teach each other? Isn't that what we want from each other? People who take responsibility, not people who get away with it because they can. It's been on my mind a lot lately, and the accident just gave me a small example in my own little microcosm of what it is to deny responsibility because you can. Absolutely. There are people have their own interests, and self-protection is instinctual. Whew. I had fun conversations with insurance companies. At least it's done. I mean, 24 hours later, it's done. My car's fucked up. I can pay to fix it or not. I'm on my own. I could try to get an attorney to try and extract the $400 to $900 from someone, but that would prove difficult. I'm not interested in paying for an attorney to fight for the value of my car. Or... moving on is probably the best thing to do now. My options are car or no car. If car, what car? Don't really have budget for a car, so I'm considering the no car option for a while. I have clients I need to see, and I could pass on the charge of, Lyft or Uber, whatever. Your rides as needed to my clients and pass on the costs. On your bike, yeah, to fix computers with a bag of gear on the 75-mile-an-hour Colorado highways going between Fort Collins and other cities. Pass on the bike. Sorry, I'm rambling again, but it's a good break time. You ramble off into a break. I'll be back. We're going 4 more hours today. I'd like to go 4 more hours today. I don't really think we'll finish in 4 hours, but I don't know how much is left, so who knows. Hazcat, Jay, we have places here, junkyards that pay $500 for cars. Is that an option for you? You mean if I need to get it out of my driveway and would take $500 for it? Well, yes, there probably are. That's probably doable. Car's totally drivable. It just has a windshield that's busted, and Colorado law won't let me drive with a busted windshield, and I can't get a new windshield without fixing the frame around the windshield, so la-da-dee-da-da-dee, one thing after another. Boarding time. All right. Board well. Travel safe. Catch you later. I'm gonna go feed the dogs, take a break. See you all in a few. Stay tuned.